Exactly what each team, what each player's prime duelist spot is looking to do. Will be slow, a little bit of a meticulous walk down cat for the side of XSET. It's going to be beautiful as well. Nothing's really looking at the Snow players here now, and the turret actually blocked by the dark cover from the side of XSET. They can go straight up through grass, up through tree, and have a breakdown, a three-way all the way inside of top heaven. Not going to really find much. Paranoia to block things off, but it's actually dodged on this side by Bungie. Clash from the back, though. Artstar finally finds hers. Misha from the other side actually pierced through that dark cover. Artstar's just covering every single form of a push on the side of CLG. Might be a headhunter right now. It's looking for insurance more so than anything else, and actually sees the shoulder of Han. She tries to move in. This is going to be a tough, a slow one from the side. CLG coming through for this retake.
Breach utility is still up, and so too is that dart for the Silva. Hell is getting cleared completely just by this aftershock. Everyone's zoned into the corner, but is this a faux pas? Do they not know? Do they not suspect? Towards Hell does not matter. Han swings around and finds it now down to a 1 versus 1. Information for both sides, but the HP favors Han, and she comes up big with the pistol round.
That's just patience. That's just virtue. Absolutely lead-footed on that angle, looking straight for the shot. The dark cover perfectly falling in XSET on that entire grass side. It looked absolutely free. Bungie was ready for it. That Sheriff in play. It just looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks beautiful indeed. I think what they were trying to set up there initially with the breach utility was there was a turret for contact on the site. The stun would have come off of that, and then you'd have the swing from the back lines. But that never came to be, because instead the investment coming out of CLG into round number 2, just a Sheriff for Noya, a couple upgraded pistols as the B site, the destination.
Perfectly timed recon, and comes through with Amisha spraying in as well. Round just started, but it's almost over. Just like the vinyl gets starting to spin, suddenly the entire player falls off the table. The music is over for this eco on the side of XSET. CLG makes it 2-0.
This one player.
This is where Breach as an agent also gives your duelist a little bit of a pocket to work with, especially on bonuses. You'll have Bungie in spots to be able to peer in right after a fault line. With that Marshal, have max value on that side of the bonus, but no one's really set up for that right now. Slow walks all the way up mid for the moment. Tree also getting pressured. The Owl Drone clearing so far in. We'll see Artstar move right forward with it. Rise, though, holding things down. You have to be on these close angles. Looks like XSET's a little bit spread apart, though. They're waiting for CLG to make the first wrong move.
Yeah, that they are. Looks like they do want to try and end this one back towards B, but CLI could be in trouble. Breaks contact. Is there a flash to follow that? Not quite in time. Instead, just the Omen smoke to go on up, and Rise not spotted. Now here comes the Paranoia, but on the other side, it's the Breach utility. Winning this duel in towards main could be so big, and XSET has done it. B site is open for the taking, and there's not a single reply out of CLG.
On tried to buy them a little bit of time, but the clock breaks at the most vital moment. All Noya wants to do right now is take out Bungie without losing too much HP or just a weapon at all. You want to be able to see that Prime Gaming flawless come through from their side. The angle for the bonus, at least for CLG, is to try to get a little bit of damage done. This is the best case scenario for the side of XSET. All Bungie's looking for is one going to market, but it looks like the shop is closed. This is after hours. We'll have to try to go for an illegal robbery of damage on the side of XSET, but can't really find much. Caught between a rock and a hard place for now. Dark cover coming in. They know exactly where this player could be, but Noya's not going to be able to check the corners. Getting 2 would be too much. Ellie locks it down. Push towards the left side of A main, or at least get advantage on the push coming through from the side of XSET. Artstar now backed all the way up. You have to assume if there's a fault line, there must be an extra player behind it as well. Looking at the tally of economy as well from the other team, I think CLG has the read that there's, or XSET, excuse me, has the read that there's an op somewhere on the defensive side. Another Owl's roll coming in. This time, Pawn will not let it pass for free. Noya looking for the shot. Very risky angle as well. A flashpoint could be a possibility from the side of Han to really get things pushed back here. Bungie is there. That Cloudburst not going to block off any of that push coming in if it is super aggressive. Still have the angle. One way also popped through. This is going to be super slow from both teams. Not much that much ground gain on the B side either. That's a very big push happening. So much control for the side of XSET. Mid is completely open as well. Turret not even watching it. They can be able to push straight through that, but not going to happen for now.
Yeah, and this gets a little bit interesting in towards the mid-round because still CLG is comfortable with their hold towards B. They had utility there. They just redrone. They know that this is more likely to be a finish towards A, and the fight for Tree Room confirms it, but Rise activated. She was waiting, vibing, trying to find her moment, her time to strike, and while she does, it was not quite enough. Ellie doubles down on the entry, so now another retake tasked to CLG.
3v3. I have an idea of where two of the players are currently, and one putting down that spike. I think that CLG has to assume that everyone is actually on the site. Starry thrown over that cover shot, not gonna hit much. All three players jumping right down through. It's gonna be an entire mission that seems just way too impossible. Ellie with the 4K to start the round, confirm it. Starry's on the backside to get the final frag.
Haven't seen a whole ton just yet because this composition for XSET is really good to cancel it on out. You have so much utility to dispel the op from the line, and when they're playing as slow as they are on these attack sides, it gives them ample time to shut that down.
Also have Omen as the prime controller. You're able to just drop down so many smokes and then recuperate for your execute later on in the round as well. You'll have two all the time when you actually push a site, and you'll use two immediately. The block off Cat, to block off bottom mid. There's no chance for Bungie to be able to use that scope anywhere where the sun shines. It's just way too dark when Starry Bunch controlling the smokes on the map.
They're wary of another play over towards Wine and should be able to clear that one on out. Re-hit through mid for XSET. They want to split this in towards A, but they're walking into the stack. You see contact will be broken up towards Heaven with that Marshall. Then Breach Utility comes. Triple swing off of that. This could get a little risky.
Everything about the collide, the read is right. Unfortunately, the scan comes in way too fast. Flashpoint there to find a little bit of a window. Khan has to clean up the operation herself. Everyone ends up backing up. They don't have any info really on the other side other than just basically a trademark that hasn't been broken. Usually there should be one lurker all the way up in market. This is a huge risk just following straight through. They know the stack is there on A though, so they're banking. They don't actually crash into one straight straggler all the way towards top mid or any side. Artstar's there anyways to clean things up, sweep any type of player working in a corner under the rug past the max. After the Bungie to find a little bit of damage, connects the Noya's head. Magnetic right there with the Marshall. How much more can she find?
Any more damage would be good, even just containing some of these weapons in towards the post zone. That's interesting. Ult committed. They see a risk to that, and that's because Han recovered a weapon here. Now she has Rolling Thunder online. This could get very risky, but Seeley holding in the back line, stunned up the Rolling Thunder through, and Rise for a double. That was a thrifty round coming in, but Han's Breach Utility turns that ship around completely.
Identified. They push over to the other site. That's huge for them to be able to get that retake late inside the round, especially with Artstar getting these two. It shouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, and I think where that all went wrong initially for XSET was no one shoots the dart. Any dart shooters? Apparently not on this team, at least not in that round. No one goes on over in time, so it scans out too. That calls for the cancel on XSET.
Around you, they're not shooting any of the darts. They're kind of fumbling over CLG, but when it matters most, they just fall forward and strike with maximum momentum. It's just huge. That's what I'm kind of reminded of when I see that type of retake. Dart's not scanned. It finds like 7 people. You're asking about questions with the op. It's in front of a smoke that's being droned, and it still finds a shot. This stuff is just so paradoxical, but it's working for CLG.
I was asking if they'd be able to shut down the op, and sure they had the utility to do so, but unfortunately for them, Bungie does not give a damn. And still gets a shot on off. Dash is not even used in that one, so she still has it to refeed Amnesia. Sneaky setup, but she's spotted. Astute from Noya to punish that.
That's only because she went straight for the actual nanoswarm activations.
Yeah.
That rifle wasn't moving. As soon as one pixel moved, I guess they do it way differently in the EMEA. Noya just understands exactly what's going down and gets it done. Seela there too, making sure that head gets hit if it's on her screen. Hondo finds a little bit of a trade backwards, and now that A site is open. It'll cost them a lot to get here. 2 teammates, but now it's just left Bungie up by herself overall, rolling in from Heaven. Didn't have that much success from this angle before, but she was tagged. Now she might be able to find one. Way too many angles to clear, too much space. Artstar takes advantage of that.
Hang together, but Seeley has been incredibly independent, using her utility to sustain and to pull rotations. It's a big asset to XSET's mid-rounding.
She's literally held down B main by herself for 2 minutes almost, I think in total so far, against 4 different players. So absolutely correct on that one. Claudia though, with the Rise, trying to find a way to actually punish that. Not going to for the moment. Starry looking for the stack, doesn't really find it. That shot does connect straight to the head though. Seeley is not going to be able to heal herself. The only disadvantage of having that regrowth on Sky. If it was Sage, it'd be different. We'd also be seeing some weird Grimwalls, though, so I'm actually liking the flashes here instead of the other agent pick. Noya will just start to walk in. Very cool turret placement as well. Can't really be shot down from main completely and keeps an eye on tree. Still helps with sight. I like the nano swarms down as well to keep things close and personal. This forces people into a close range right-click fight with EMEA on sight. But if Noya actually breaks down from the backside, that might not even be a thing at all. Desperate push from the right, and it actually finds Ellie. Not sure how. The value's still there. Starry also down. This might be another CLG 2vx retake. Not too many ultimates. The Rolling Thunder's not there this time. The possibility with rifles in play for them to bring it back.
They have an Omen out for information here too, and full breach utility. This round is incredibly risky, but Noya evens back the odds. She was waiting, holding up on that angle, and even commits deep for more. She'll shut down this round single-handedly. I guess they just make the Jets